Hello, my name is Bud. How you doing today? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss what it's like to be independent post high school.
Perfect. Let's go.
Tip number 1: learn how to use public transportation. People will not always be available to give you rides. Get a transit schedule for your city and learn the times for your surrounding area. What that means is that either it can be your sister or your brother or your family would be available to give you rides. So it's very important to learn how to use public transportation, and especially where you live. You may live in a big city where you can just walk along the corner and there's a bus stop, or you may live in a further part in the city or in a little town, and it's really important for you to learn your area. And for times it can vary. Let's say in the city it'll be every 15 minutes, and if you live further out from the big city, then it'll be every 30 minutes. So it's very important to not only get in the schedule, but also too that it's really important for you to learn that not everyone is going to be available to give you rides wherever you need to go. So it's really awesome to learn the times and schedules of your local area.
Good. Good, whenever you're ready.
It may not be easy at first, but once you start studying it in a month or so, travel will become much easier for you. And don't be afraid to ask the driver for help. They are there to serve you. What that means is that once, obviously, you're going to be new on taking the bus or local transportation. It'll take a month for some people, and it may take 2 months for someone else. But it's really important to take it. Take it more often, depending on your schedule. Let's say one day you have nothing to do, so, or not have much on your schedule. But always put at least some time in, at least twice a week, to really learn the route, and also learning if there's any transfer stations or transit centers in some areas. But if you're not going to be sure for the first month or two, and that's where the driver comes in. The driver knows the local area by the back of their hand, so they are there to serve you, and they're there to answer all types of questions when it comes to the route, and also when he or she would go to like a transit center, either if it's in the city or if it's in a small town. It's really important to ask the driver for any assistance you're going to have for the first month or two.
That was a good transition with the driver.
Tip number 2, learn to manage your own money. Couple of things to know. Beware of your monthly bills such as rent, phone bill, utilities, subscription services, and food. What that means is the first day of the month, what do you think? Rent and utilities, such as water and everything else, plus with rent. And we also can't forget about our cell phone bills because we can't live without our cell phone. So, and also subscription services such as Netflix or Amazon Prime. So if we get $2,000 a month, all taxes taken out, what's the thing you gotta do? Rent and utilities. And once you pay those two things off, then you have your phone bill, which some people do it in the beginning of the month or some people do it in the middle of the month. So that is a bit more flexible than rent and utilities. And also too that there are subscription services such as Netflix or Amazon Prime that majority of people do have and use. So some people have that and some people don't, but it's every person's preference. And also too, but it's very important, is grocery shopping. When you do move out into your apartment, that it's really important to have groceries. So there's obviously stores like Safeway or Food Max or stores like that. So it's really important to have food on the table. You can, everybody's different. So some people will do it in the beginning of the month, or some people will do it not just in the beginning of the month, but also towards the end as well. So,
Good. That was a good one.
Tip 3, learn how to be self-reliant. Point 1, to be self-reliant, you must be organized. Create a list of things you want to accomplish daily. What that means is that every day there's a majority of people that don't create a list of things to get organized and also things to do. So it's always good to have a list to do the night before the next, so you would be prepared. Be prepared for the next day to get your list ready and have everything organized ahead of time. So when you wake up in the next morning, that you will be up and ready to go, and you don't have to be rushed. Because once you be rushed, you tend to forget things. And some things are very important than others, but they're all in the same boat. Once you start rushing, then you forget everything. So it's really important for you to get everything organized the night before. And you would feel satisfied when you get your list ready and finished at the end of every day. You will feel good about it.
Good. That was just the first bullet point, right?
That was the first point. Have a proactive approach. be a self-starter and don't wait for people to do things for you. What that means that most teenagers, when they are just to turn 18, that they have the mentality of having their parents do things for them. And they don't look at the proactive approach to things. So, and it's also important to look into that you need to be a self-starter. Be motivated about yourself. It's really important for you to learn how to be proactive and get yourself going every morning, because every morning is just as important as the day's present. So it's really important to be a self-starter. So it's really awesome when you do become a self-starter, because once you do, you will feel good about yourself.
That was point 2, right?
That was point 2.
Oh, sorry, I didn't press it.
Point 3, you feel good about yourself at the end of the day and have a sense of accomplishment. What that means is that once you get everything finished and accomplished, that not only you have a sense of accomplishment about yourself, but also too that you have a very good self-image of yourself. Once you do go out of the family home, because the more things you do on your own, the more rewarding that you see yourself doing, that not only impacts yourself, but also it impacts your family, because they see yourself doing things independently without having your parents to tell you to do something. And once your parents tell you that, you will feel good about yourself, and also it'll look good in the future.
Good. Alright, so last part, that was it, right?
That was thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and you will receive future updates.